That's why the motion is on there today. If we want to move it for 2 weeks and come up with a timeline, and let council decide whether or not the delay that the current auditor has is justified and it makes sense. So be it, but we wait 2 weeks. Just further out of compliance for 2 more weeks.
Okay.
So, nameless, right? Take off your business agenda, we won't vote on it.
Okay, is everybody comfortable with that? Okay, let's make sure that we read through and have a decision for the next meeting. I don't want it to be a perpetual next meeting type issue. Okay, okay, so anything else for administration? Employee handbook, everybody had time to review, nobody has any further comments, we're good to go on that? We'll put it on the voting agenda for next time.
Yes, any changes made to it.
I know.
And again, this was mentioned, but I'll just emphasize it again, right? Agreeing to the employee handbook has to come before agreeing to the public works contract. Because anything that is not in the public works contract is covered by the employee handbook. So we've been asking for comments now for several meetings, going back a couple of months. I believe that the employee handbook looks good. I believe that it's ready, but we can't vote on one without the other. So
Right.
the next voting meeting, we can discuss any changes that people bring up from either. But I didn't say voted on both. In the order of employee handbook first, and public works contract second.
Right, right, and that's what I'm saying, nobody's had any comments on employee handbook, so as it is how it is. And then we'll be ready to vote on it next meeting. Is there any further discussion on that point? Okay. That brings us to the budget committee.
Your second
Councilman
quarter, pardon?
I got choked up on your name, I said Councilman Phillips. It's, yeah.
Yeah, your second quarter report is in your cutting, and you gotta get a chance to review it and have any questions about it. It looks like it's pretty well on track. There are a couple items, or an item in there that's gonna be reflecting a new debt that's not budgeted for. That'll be the Duncan property, I do believe.
Okay, that's resolved that, right?
But it is, like I said, the second quarter is in there. We can go over it further if you'd like, but just go ahead and review it.
I would like to, I don't want to assume, but I would surmise that everybody's already gone over it because we've had the material sent to us. So is there any questions or anything on the comparison? No? No? Good. Anything to discuss? Okay, all right. That takes us to Parks and Rec. That is me. Okay, so we had a wonderful time at the park at Craft That Celebrates. I'd like to thank all of the volunteers that came out.
Pam's here.
Oh, Pam is here. Pam is here. Pam, would you like to, do you have anything you would like to update? No? Okay. Do you want to stand up and take a bow?
No.
Yes. No?
Wonderful job.
Well, I applaud you, Pam. Thank you so much. I don't know how we would do it without you. Our next big event is the Gala Under the Stars. I'm super excited about, and that is August 9th. And I would like to direct everybody, I know tickets are available at the library. I saw in a lovely email, as well as the office here, correct?
Yes,
And
they are online.
and they are online. $20 a person or $35 a pair for two. And it is an adult event.
It is.
We discussed like is adult 18, because I teach high schoolers and they all think they're adults. So 18 and up, but we will be carding because there will be alcohol there.
And we will have babies.
And we have babysitting at the community center, so that you can have your kids be entertained while you go and be entertained. Also on under Parks and Rec is the doggy paddle. We will have our second doggy paddle event after the pool closes. Excuse me. And school starts back for the students September 2nd. And I know the 1st is our last day that the pool is open, correct?
That's right.
And so we're looking at the following week. I know that that Saturday is the CHS Band Festival, so that would not be a good day, but perhaps Sunday, and I think the committee needs to talk about that.
What time is Bacon Festival?
Well, people who are participating, let's see, it starts at 5 or 6. But there's like an all-day setup type thing for people that are involved. So,
But there's a Steeler game on Sunday.
there is a Steeler game.
And you know that trumps all.
I do know that trumps all. Okay, well,
We have to look at the date.
I hope the committee will look at the day and, pick a good time. Okay, and we heard from Andrea on the, community garden, which was, newest idea for Parks and Rec, out of the committee. And, I look forward to learning more about that, and our meetings are still the 1st, right?
Yes.
I already missed it this month. I was on vacation, sorry. So, we look forward to planning and hearing more about that and getting more details out for, obviously next meeting, not next meeting, but the, discussion meeting in August. Okay, and that's it for Parks and Recreation. Now, Joe, Public Works, is there anything you'd like to discuss about the contract? Joe?
The Jamie, when we talked about everything in, our executive session, primarily around the, points that we wanted, in the contract.
Right.
I think everyone's well versed on what we got into that contract is now out for, substance on Covey. I'm very happy with what's in it. Jamie's done a good job negotiating it. Our biggest concern was that contract, and that was the drug testing that's been approved. Everything else is kind of a give and take. Again, I just ask everyone to review it and be prepared to vote on it on the 28th.
Excellent. Okay, so we're voting on that next meeting. And we'll vote on the employee handbook prior to voting on the Public Works contract. Okay, public safety, there's nothing listed, do you have any items?
Well, it's just the concerns about Josephine Street and Lawson. I'm familiar with that corner. It is a dangerous corner, and the mayor's on vacation, but, as soon as he gets back in town, I'll talk to him about it, and I think we should move aggressively toward the suggestion of a couple of stop signs maybe up there.
Okay, of course,
I'd
and
like
that
to
would
s-
have to be done by what ordinance? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we'll, you can take the lead on that. Speaking of ordinance, do you have anything else before I move on?
That's all.
Okay, speaking of ordinance,
In the packet is the final draft for refuse containers that would be placed on borough property if there was any construction work being done on personal property. And it's just a permit that needs to be issued, and just so the borough is aware of any containers that would be in either like parking area or in the street, obstruction of sidewalks or alleyways or roadways, just so the borough is aware, and to assess safety concerns. And that is it.
okay, and so everybody has that to review on Covey, and we will take action on that next meeting, so please make sure that you review that. Okay, comprehensive planning. Sorry?
Yeah. The only
Is there any new update?
There is. There is a chance now that Roswell Farms will not be involved. The Allegheny County asked for a resolution stating that you must adopt the plan. If not, if you don't vote to adopt the plan, then you repay the county, what would be your share to do so. And I spoke with Sam from Roswell Farms today, and he thought that there may be some pushback tonight, so we will find out that tomorrow. With that being said, Allegheny County will still fund a multi-municipal plan with just one other community. So Ingram is voting tonight as well to adopt that same resolution. So that was just
When did we find this out?
about an hour and a half ago when Sam called.
Okay.
So,
Well, not disappointing, but we'll see what happens.
right, but again, according to Allegheny County, the multiple conversations I've had, they still were on board as long as we have another municipality engaged in that process. LGA has still not made any decisions regarding funding, so we're still waiting to hear from them.
And then I just one more question, do we have plans to apply for any of the state level grants? I know there's not a lot, but we're in a new fiscal year for them, and
I was told by Mr. Paschik that there would not be any funding through DCED for planning.
okay. Even for this fiscal year?
Yes, correct. And as tied in as he is, I would believe that he speaks the truth on that matter, so.
Okay. So yeah, we're waiting to hear back from the grants we've submitted.
Correct.
That's where we are.
Okay, and then we'll hear from Ingram and Roslyn Farms tomorrow on whether they're in.
Correct.
And then we can move ahead. Do we have to wait if we have funding, or is there like something that, some kind of, like scaffold procedure that we can start planning?
The process all hinges upon, obviously, the complete package, i.e. we've applied to LGA for funding, we've applied to the county, we've applied on behalf of X amount of communities. So if one of those pulls out, the dynamic would change via, obviously the plan would not cost as much. So the numbers can be adjusted, but still, you're still in the running for the funding, even with that happening. It's just a matter of adjusting
Okay.
that, but the county is very aware how that can transpire.
Okay.
And then for the next meeting, depending on how the vote goes, I'm sure you'll know tomorrow.
Yes.
Can you do a differentiated cost breakdown, if something changes?
Correct. What the difference would be.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you. Anything else, Ms. Feinzel?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, next on the agenda is the correspondence. Is there any discussion on the correspondence? There's quite a bit. No? No discussion on correspondence?
I don't know if one piece will be covered in the manager's report regarding an email that council received with Walsh Road.
You.
You have that in your report?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Any other pieces?
Can I ask the manager a question about public safety issues that I'd like to get updated on? Do we have any further information on that area down there on Linden from the school district about fixing that problem down there?
We have, in fact, the discussion came up that apparently there was at one point in time that they were going to put a guide rail along there for safety. We have, since the ordinance officer has spoken to them, and they're very interested in fixing that and putting the guide rail in to prevent those tractor trailers from continuing to do that damage.
Is there a timeline? Do we know when it's going to happen, or?
No, but I can certainly find that out tomorrow.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Did we received this letter about the sale of the mini golf parking lot property? We just,
Are you going to
That's an
discuss
executive
that?
session item. Sorry.
It's right now just for information only.
That's something, obviously, that council will have to need an executive session to discuss.
So we
I'm
can-
disappointed that Pam has submitted her letter raising.
Well, I too am disappointed. Can we not accept that?
You can say no.
No. No, Pam,
No,
you are not allowed.
we need you.
In case people are not aware, because we're looking at information that you may not be looking at. Pam Pochowski, our great and powerful wizard of craft and celebrates, has submitted her letter of resignation from the organization, and I'm sad, because she's awesome. And she has a way of making people work together and to get volunteers and making a wonderful event for us all to enjoy. And so I would like to thank you. And I'm sorry that you resigned. But I'm sure that we will move on with your momentum. Thank you for your service.
She's not totally, she's just not the president.
Oh, so you're, okay.
So did the parade.
You're still doing great. Well, then I take back all those good things I said. I'm just kidding. Okay. Awesome, okay. I'm glad to hear that. Is there any other correspondence? Okay. All right, now, the manager's report, please.
Ring Central, implementation is nearing completion. We're hopeful that that's completed by the end of this week. Council will all be receiving a welcome email from Ring Central, letting you know how that all works. You all have extensions at that point in time. One of the really nifty features is it will actually email you a voicemail copy of the message so that you can have those, you can have that access, either your phone or your email address. So looking forward to getting that up and running completely. Woodlawn and Crafton Boulevard, the inlet and sewer upgrades are nearing completion, as well as the handicap ramps. I'm very hopeful the paving will start mid to late next week on that. As soon as I'm given a go date, I will email council and let you know when that's exactly happening. I know there are a lot of people very much looking forward to Crafton Boulevard not looking like a war's nest any longer. So.
Excuse me, is this something that we could put out on the Blackboard Connect
Yes.
and notification? Okay, just so that A, everybody will be happy, and B, everybody will know where to park their cars.
And you'll follow the proper protocol to with signing houses and letting them
Yes,
know
yes.
in advance.
Jamie, one more thing. The Noble Avenue and Steuben Street intersection there,
Still
that
waiting.
is still a mess.
I know. Still waiting. That's the subcontractor's Colosimo, and they keep putting us off on that, so. I know. It's horrible. That whole section is.
Is there anything contractually in the agreement?
No, it's really a street opening permit with, it's not with us, that is with the water company. So, it's just a call and reminder and a constant battle right now, getting those contracts completed, both the gas and the water company at this point in time.
Speaking of battle,
Yes.
Walsh Road?
Yes. Met with the owners from Walsh Road Friday. They have agreed to do the repairs. They accepted one of the bids. I believe Shields Paving is going to accommodate that work. They are asking, they are not accepting responsibility for the road, but however agreed to fix it. And would like the borough to consider taking that over in the future. Responsibility for both paving and or salt and so. That's a consideration for council. I told them I would bring that to council, and if you would like them to make a proposal to that, they would be happy to do so.
Was this agreement in writing? Or something?
They were trying to enter into an agreement amongst themselves for that property, with one of the hangups being that they didn't want to assume long-term responsibility. They just were agreeing to fix it for now.
So are they going to sell it to, are they going to just give it to us?
Historically speaking, and I've been trying to do some of the research on it, the property was attempted to be deeded to the borough at one point in time. The borough did not accept that property, so it is not borough property.
It's a private road.
It's private.
Private road.
But they do not accept it, and we do not accept it. But they're going to fix it because
So
it is
they're gonna pay to
dangerous.
get it fixed.
They're gonna fix it, correct. So, I believe they had until the 20th to get their contracts all signed. And
Is that something that we should ask the borough engineer to figure out for us?
what's that?
Whether we wanna take this responsibility on, or how we do that, or
It's a- I mean, in
they
my
sign it
opinion,
over to us, or?
it's a private road, I mean.
So nobody,
fine.
who owns it? Okay.
That's the
There are
argument.
3 different owners, I think,
Well, there's multiple owners of that property, and it depends on how it shakes out, but nobody's assuming that responsibility on paper.
But it's surveyed, right? So.
But it's not a borough-owned road.
Right, I understand that, but it's surveyed to whoever owns each piece of the property of the shopping center. Right?
Back when it was built, I believe most of the agreements and everything were that whole area would be maintained as private property. Borough, and no access. Because originally that was Wallace Brothers would take you straight through there. Same with going the other direction, that's Maxwell, and that's Giant Eagle, which we don't think is Maxwell either. Past Giant Eagle, and do the rest of the center.
Right, but somebody has to own it.
Well, they do, but they don't want to maintain it.
Right, I understand, but if I own my house and I'm responsible for my sidewalk and something happens to my sidewalk, and someone comes out and fines me, so I don't,
All the adjacent property owners are responsible for that right now, as private property owners.
There's no incentive for Crafton to own it.
Yeah,
Correct.
I would,
State that.
yeah,
No.
that's not something we want to get into.
And I think we could even double check, I think there's a private sewer pumping station underneath there as well. That's not to do with this.
but we've just all this time let them say, I don't wanna do it, and
Actually,
that's it.
but
And then
previous,
that's it.
they have done it a couple times.
Previous years, Dr. Ozzy at the medical center has done that beginning portion. So we would call them and tell them it was bad, we were going to fix it.
Okay, so as of right now, they are
They
going to
are
repair it.
fixing it. They-
Perfect. Okay, what else do you have for us?
I still do not have an answer from Verizon. They did tell me it would take 60 to 90 days in terms of matching what Comcast has done.
Okay, where are we at with that 60 to 90 days? Are we at
60.
At 60,
Yeah.
okay, so, any day now.
Public Works contract obviously is on Covey for your review. The union is amenable to all the terms. The labor attorney has reviewed and actually submitted the document that's on Covey. So that's theirs for you. The magistrate lease should be ready for council's review in 2 to 3 weeks. We have a few issues that we're going to take care of for that. Those will be wrapped up by the end of July and ready for a new contract. Already reported on the multi-municipal plan. I again wanted to reiterate what a great job Grafton Celebrates did this year. Really, you guys did a great job, and hopefully your predecessor will continue that. Infrastructure, obviously, would like more time for the police and garage discussion. Anybody wants to talk about that and or come see it with me, please do so. Painting of the community center will start at the beginning of August. And I will have the pointing contract on Covey for your review as well.
Okay, all right, that brings us to our business agenda. The administration 1 and 3 will be moved for consideration. And so that leaves us with the motion. All I have is here, I don't have a matrix to read off of. All I have is this, I don't have a matrix. So are these complete? Okay. All right, motion to accept, I do this with great pain. I will entertain a motion to accept the resignation of Jamie Beachy as Director of Borough Services and Interim Borough Manager effective August 10th, 2014.
So
Second.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Is this a good segue to tell the public what it is, what our intentions are with hiring replacements and who's actually gonna be running the borough?
Yeah, I think that would be great. I am very sad to be losing you, but I understand that it is a dream opportunity, and I would never, just as when Manager Callen resigned, you know, we would never hold you against our will. President Hayes, do you have information for us, because Nina, President Hayes and myself have met to discuss, as a committee, to discuss where we go from here. So do you want to update us?
Sure, I'll say it before I got into this, just as good. So a couple of things. So you guys know that I've been working with LPA. They had given me a proposal. They amended that proposal slightly upon hearing Jamie's resignation, because they were, obviously going to interview Jamie. She's going to play a critical role in helping us do our HR analysis. I'm still going to interview her, but her not being here obviously affects that. I did get your final proposal. I hope to have it on copy for a discussion item tonight. That didn't happen. I will be posting it though through Mary, hopefully as early as tomorrow. What they, in a nutshell, what they are suggesting is, in HR now, still doing an off-site with council to understand what we believe our needs are of a borough manager, essentially a parks and rec director, as well as finance person and public works, right? So you're meeting all those needs. So they're going to draft that up. You'll have to meeting with us. The job is just to help us solicit feedback, help us solicit the resumes, advertise for those resumes, come in, of course, rank them, maybe decide on a short list of interviews, candidates, and effectively go through that process of helping us identify them. That will be out for your review tomorrow. I'm going to ask, I'll tell you what LGA is suggesting, right? Susan Hockenberry, the director of LGA, has suggested a woman by the name of Marcia Taylor to be principal in that review. She is the head director of finance for Mount Lebanon, retired from Mount Lebanon. She's really independent consultant, mostly through LGA. I vetted her through some personal contacts. She came back with excellent marks. I think she can serve us well. And again, that'll be out on for your review tomorrow. I'm going to ask her and Susan to be at our next meeting, so that after you've got the chance to review the proposal, we can take action. You'll be able to converse and dialogue with them directly, get your answers, asked and answered, and we can make a decision move on that. In addition, as it relates to the interim services of borough manager, I have reached out to Gateway, asking if they wanted to look interested in submitting a proposal on reflection. They felt that the nuances of a borough manager as it relates to finance and disciplinary action necessary, as well as grant writing and what have you, they did not feel they were expertise enough to submit that proposal, but they were willing to shoulder most of the burden of our road program this year, where a borough manager may be the first line of contact, so Gateway will be the first line of contact where anything goes wrong or needs addressed with our road program. They did suggest an independent contractor by the same name of Denny Graff, as someone that we'd like to potentially reach out to work with. I'll get back to her in a second.
Hey, Joe.
Go ahead.
I just want to confirm that you said you reached out to Gateway in terms of providing interim borough management? Gateway, our
I
engineering
asked
firm?
Gateway, our engineer. I asked Gateway what they would be willing to put when we would on calendar time. They reached out to me and asked if there's anything additionally we needed, right? And I said those, and we had big names, Jamie as interim, and I said we're okay because when we lost Jamie, I reached out to Gateway and said, hey, maybe we are interested in you guys helping out. They got together with their management team and discussed it, and said they were only interested in helping us out as it relates to the road program. A couple other minor things, but basically not acting as a de facto interim borough manager for an extended period of time, which is fine. It suggested, as I said, a secondary name, this woman, Jenny Graff. I'll get back to her in 1 second. So I went out and did the search. Susan Hockenberry of LGA. She was aware of our situation because of what was going on and having done the HR now. She suggested someone by the name of Rob Marco, who has been a borough manager in several communities. Again, interested in doing interim help, not interested in a long-term job, but he very agnostic in helping us with our search, our day-to-day. And he is going to be submitting a proposal for 80 hours of work per month, which equates to about 2.5 days, 2.5 to 3 days a week, and willing to attend both of our meetings. I'm also going to have him to be at the next meeting, so we can look at a proposal, ask his questions regarding the proposal, as well as hopefully make a decision to move forward if we'd like to propose. The secondary proposal from a firm by the name of HRG, principally an engineering firm, but they are expanding their services, expanding into all things municipal government expanding their engineering services, but also anything else that revolves around municipal service comprehensive planning, road program, 5-year program, anything you can imagine that's municipal related, with the exception of